Speak for yourself.
All right. This is almost like that. Can you explain? Can you explain
No.
when designing ships, why is the pilot's view so often overlooked?
Is it?
Is it?
You
Not
accept the
anymore.
premise of this question?
No.
Not anymore.
Not
Okay.
anymore. For the legacy stuff, yeah, it was like it wasn't part of the pipeline check. Now it is.
Yeah.
You know, we have the seat, the pilot, the count mechanism, the pilot's head. We get screenshots of the front and left and right.
No more Strutgate.
It's
Yeah.
it's one of those questions that come up every single first pass concept review is what's the pilot's view like?
Vindication!
So, if you haven't seen Making Ship Up, which is the latest version of whatever, the new Reverse the Verse that they're doing, it came out this morning. I'll put a link in the description below, but if you haven't seen it, it is definitely worth the watch. I watched it, and it's an hour long, and it is completely worth it. There's some stuff in there that confirm some of the assertions that yours truly has made over the years. They have acknowledged a lot of problems that they had early on with the pipeline, with the ship pipeline, and the way they approached the concepting of ships. They went into a lot of depth, and I mean, there was a whole lot of mea culpa in that. They acknowledge that they've made mistakes, that they didn't check the things that they should have checked. And, at times, I mean, when they were talking about the Vanguard, they were saying, nothing against the artist who originally made the Vanguard, but it was made under a different set of metrics. And once they updated to the new set of metrics, the Vanguard didn't work anymore. And that's why the Vanguard got a rework. There was a lot of stuff like that. And even though they were kind of admitting to all these mistakes, it wasn't anything that made me mad. Like, oh my God, you guys are screwing up all over the place. It was like, okay, cool. What's the fix, And they talked about things like the freelancer and, the little gate mechanism or sort of ladder looking mechanism that lowers the rear turret. And though John Crew didn't commit to a timeline, he said, I am going to fix that. And certainly when they talked about the cockpit view, once again, freelancer and stuff like that, they did say, in the early days, we were designing more towards rule of cool and not so much towards functionality, and that's not the case anymore. But, at the same time, they kind of worked their way around saying, we are going to fix these things. It was kind of like, we made some early mistakes, but, we got to do other things now. So it was definitely worth the watch. I mean, personally, there was a lot of things that I've said over the years that I took a lot of heat from certain members of the community for, and to be vindicated and to have them say, yeah, no, those were totally, those are totally issues, was pretty cool. But once again, let's move on to other things. Speaking of things that I've said in the past, why not bring up a ship from a few years ago that I had a few things to say about? The Prowler. So, there was also, in that Making Ship Up, there was a bit of a comment about people saying that a design that they came up with isn't their design. And I think that maybe that was in reference to the Prowler, and maybe that was aimed at yours truly, possibly. And I do maintain that there is, an almost unforgivable similarity between the Copperhead dropship and the Vulture stealth dropship. The fact that I was able to pass off a picture of the Copperhead in my videos for 2 years as the Vulture and no one noticed, I think that kind of makes my point for me. But apart from that issue set aside, if you even go back to my original video, there's a lot of great ideas here. There is a good ship here. A stealth dropship certainly in today's day and age of Star Citizen, when you're trying to get into areas where things may be hostile, where things might be dangerous, you can definitely see the value of a ship like this. Now, originality issues and things like that aside, because realistically, in the end, that's Star Citizen and CIG's problem. That's not our problem. That's their problem that they will have to resolve, or not, whatever. You can see how a ship like this is going to be very useful, is going to be a very important ship. My only real lingering problem with this ship was the pricing, because it's a $450 stealth Cutlass. You know what I mean? That's too much money. I could see the ship at $350. I could see the ship at $300. But I think that because it's, you know, it's one of those Hesperia ships, I think that it is badly overpriced. It is a ship that I have said myself, I will purchase in the PU, but I will not purchase for real money, because it is just, in my mind, not worth it. But if you've got the disposable income and you own this ship, more power to you. If this is your thing, then, you know, enjoy. Because one thing is for certain, you're not getting a bad ship. There's a lot of potential with a ship like this. And I think that, you know, damn, dude, the only thing that pushes me away from this ship, realistically, is that price point. That is the only thing I feel that it was excessive when it was first sold, and it's obviously only going to go up in price now. So, unfortunately, it's not something that I own. Though, I mean, from a functionality perspective, I would definitely own this if it was at a cheaper price. And, you know, there are times when I honestly do wish that I did own it, but I could never justify it. I don't even have it as a buyback token, which oftentimes is one of the ways that I mark it, like, maybe I can find a justification in my head for this, but I can't. I really can't. Maybe I'm just, you know, that's just me and my approach to things. But if you own it, I honestly think that you are getting a damn good ship. Just a damn good ship that happens to look an awful lot like a Copperhead. So with that being said, I'm going to get back to playing with my pokey $100 not stealth Cutlass. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. So if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42's development, please follow us on our social media channels. See you soon.